Maxwell equations. Okay, so it's an important one. Okay, it's an important one. So see here, in the first unit also we'll have a Maxwell equations. Okay, so in the first unit we have Maxwell equations for electric field, and for this we'll have the Maxwell equations for magnetostatistics, that is magnetic field. Okay, for a magnetic field we'll have Maxwell equations. So now we'll see what are those equations and how can we derive those equations based on what. Okay, so in the electrostatistics, for a electrostatic, for a electric field, Maxwell equation is del dot D is equals to rho V. Second one is del cross E is equals to 0. Okay, so these are the two Maxwell equations for the electrostatic field or else electric field. So now see here, these are the two Maxwell equations for electric field. In the same way, now we'll have two Maxwell equations for magnetic field. Okay, so now what are those two Maxwell equations for magnetic field? We'll see. So here in this case, first one is derived from the Gauss law, and second one is derived from the potential. Based on these two concepts, we have derived these two expressions. Okay, so now here also we'll have two Maxwell equations. First one is del dot B is equals to 0. Second one is del cross H is equals to J. Okay, so del cross H is equals to J, del dot B is equals to 0. Okay, so now see here, these are the two Maxwell equations for magnetic field. For magnetic field, these are the two Maxwell equations. These two Maxwell equations can be derived from, this is from the magnetic flux concept, and this is derived from the Ampere's law. In the previous case, Gauss law, in this case, Ampere's law. Okay, so now see here, first one, del dot B is equals to 0. Del dot B is equals to 0. How can we derive? That is from the concept of magnetic flux. Okay, but we know that magnetic flux concept. Okay, so magnetic flux can be represented as what? Magnetic flux B is equals to phi by S. So or else d phi by ds. That is nothing but magnetic flux per unit surface. Okay, so this is your magnetic flux density, this is magnetic flux density, this is magnetic flux. Okay, so now see here, from this expression B is equals to, we know the d pi by ds. Okay, so from this we can write, if you are taking integration on both sides, you can have surface integral B dot ds is equals to phi. Is it right? Already we have derived this expression previously in the magnetic flux concept. Okay, so please be online. See, so we have already derived this expression, that is surface integral of B dot ds is equals to phi. Now, see, we are taking this expression from this, we can derive the expression as del dot B is equals to 0. Okay, so now see here, if we are taking, see here, previously we have explained that for a magnet, if you are having North Pole as well as South Pole. Okay. Yes, so North Pole and South Pole. So now see here, the magnetic flux, that is magnetic field lines, magnetic field will be travel from north to south. This is first condition. This is first condition. Always this will be travel from north to south. And next, second condition is nothing but number of lines entering into the magnet must be equals to number of lines leaving from the magnet. This is for the first one is north to south, always direction. And the second one is number of lines at starting must be equals to ending. Okay, the number of lines at the starting of the magnet must be equals to the leaving from the magnet. And next, third one is the net flux within magnet 0. Okay, within magnet 0. That is nothing but how it is. For example, two lines here in this magnet, 1 and 2. Two lines, this is first line, this is second line. These two lines are entering into this magnet as well as these two lines are leaving from the magnet. So now finally the number of lines within this magnet will be 0. That is nothing but the net flux. Whatever the lines is nothing but flux. The net flux within this magnet is equals to 0. So now in the same way the net flux will be 0 is nothing but phi value will be 0. Phi value is 0. So simply we can write phi value is equals to 0 for a magnet. Okay. So now we can have surface integral B dot ds is equals to 0. Now we'll have another condition. We have another theorem, that is divergence theorem. Okay. Divergence theorem says that we can convert surface integral to volume integral. We can convert an integration from surface to volume, then we can use divergence theorem. So surface to volume is nothing but we can have, if we are having surface integral of some x dot ds is equals to volume integral of del dot x with dv. This is the statement. We already explained in the previous concept, that is electrostatistics. That is for a Maxwell equation for electric, whenever these expressions. So at that time we have explained this one. Okay, divergence theorem and Stokes theorem. So divergence theorem is that surface integral will, if you want to in volume integral surface from x dot s, where x, but whatever value x is equals volume integral dot x, x will be here del dot x. Apply this divergence theorem, here it is. Okay. So using divergence theorem, surface will be converted in number. We can have volume integration b dot ds. We can write this. B dash can be replaced by using this. Hello. Beta ds can be converted in volume. So we can have volume integration where del dot whatever, nothing but here it is b. Integration for the right side. If you are taking integration to the right side is nothing but that will be a differentiation. So finally differentiation of 0, that is equals to 0. So simply we can write del dot b is equals to 0. This is your first Maxwell expression. This is your first Maxwell expression. Is it clear, everyone? Yes? Is it clear? So, this is for the first Maxwell equation, del dot B is equals to 0. And the next, coming to the second Maxwell equation. Okay, coming to the second Maxwell equation. Second Maxwell equation is what? Yes, del cross H is equals to J. Del cross H is equals to J. So now see here, for this we'll have, see here, for this we'll take an Ampere's law. Okay, so what is the Ampere's law? From the expression we can have line integral of H dot dl is equals to current. We already derived here. Okay, line integral of H dot dl is equals to I. That is for the Ampere's law. Okay, so now we need to calculate del cross H must be equals to J. Okay, so for that, see here, line integral H dot dl is equals to, okay, so here it is a current. Current can be represented as what? In terms of current density. So already in the first unit we have discussed, that is current density J. J is nothing but what? Current density. Okay, current density is nothing but what? Current per unit surface. So J is equals to di by ds. So from this we can have, I can be represented as what? Surface integral of J dot ds. Okay, so now simply we can write I value within this one. So surface integral of J dot ds. Okay, now see here, if you observe, for a left side we are having line integral, for a right side we are having a surface integral. If you are having on left side, that is a surface, then both surface integration can be cancelled. So for that we need to convert this line to surface integral. So for that we are having a theorem as Stokes theorem. Okay, so we are having a theorem as Stokes theorem. Stokes theorem said that what? The same as to divergence theorem. So that is a line integration to surface integration. Okay, so that can be represented as some line integral, some x dot dl must be equals to surface integral del cross x with ds. Okay, so now based on this statement we can convert this line integration. So by using Stokes theorem, we can have line integration can be converted into surface, that is surface integral with h dot dl. Here it is a x dot dl. Instead of x you need to have h. So h dot dl is equals to, we can write surface integral of del cross x. X means what here it is? H. X means what here it is? H. So h with ds is equals to surface integral of J dot ds. Surface integral of J dot ds. Now, see, both sides surface will be cancelled right now. So finally we can have del cross H is equals to J. This is your final expression for the Maxwell. Okay, so this is your Maxwell equations for the magnetic field. So finally we can write Maxwell equations are for electric field is, first one is del dot D is equals to rho V. Second one is del cross E is equals to 0. And next for the magnetic field is del dot B is equals to 0. Second one is del cross H is equals to J. See here, where D is nothing but what? Flux density, that is electric flux density is nothing but field intensity. Here also we'll have field intensity and flux density, but that is a different. Okay, del dot D. So here it is a flux density and this is also a flux density. And this is a field intensity, this is a field intensity. So just you can remember for a field intensity, you can have del cross, okay, cross product of, okay. So for a flux density, you can have dot product. Okay, so just remind these two values. Okay, so most of the members will confuse here whether it is a dot product of D or else cross product of D. So finally, some of the students can write del cross D, del dot E. Okay, so to avoid those confusions, just you can go with this one, field intensity. That is field intensity. That is field intensity means we can have either E or H. Okay, so either E or H, so that is electric field intensity or magnetic field intensity. So if you're having a field intensity, then you can have the expression as del cross whatever the field intensity. Okay, whatever the field intensity. Next, flux density. Flux density is nothing but what? D or B. So whenever you are having you want to write a expression with respect to D or B, you need to calculate del dot D or else del dot B. Okay, just you can go with this. Okay, so to avoid the confusion, most of the members will confuse here itself. Okay, so everyone will confuse like this one, del dot D or else del cross D. Okay, instead of del cross E, most of the members will write del dot E, del dot. There is a difference for dot and cross, dot product and cross product. Okay, is it right? So this is a dot product and this is a cross product. So this is a dot product, this is a cross product. So if you want to take the dot product expression, just you need to take flux densities. If you want to write the cross product expression, you need to take field intensity. Okay, so this is for the case everyone has to be remember, and Maxwell equations are very important in your academics. Okay, yes. So with this Maxwell equations only you can have the next semester subject, that is antennas and wave propagation as well as microwave engineering. In those two subjects, Maxwell equations are playing a very key role, and based on these four Maxwell equations, this is the first two and this is the next two. Based on these four Maxwell equations, we'll have the third unit. If you know these four Maxwell equations, third unit will be very easy, and within the third unit, based on these four Maxwell equations, we can calculate nearby 40 Maxwell equations. 40 Maxwell equations. So based on those 40 Maxwell equations and these Maxwell equations, you can have the concepts in the antenna wave propagation as well as microwave engineering. Is it clear? Yes? This is about Maxwell equations. Okay, so the next one is magnetic potential. Okay, so magnetic potential. Okay, so please give 1 second. Yes. Now see magnetic potential. So now before going to the magnetic potential, in the first one we'll have the electric potential. Okay. So the electric potential will have the representation as capital V. Okay, we'll have the representation as capital V. So based on this capital V, we have several expressions. That is del V is equals to minus E bar, or else line integral of E dot dl is equals to 0. Okay, these two expressions, that is relation between potential and electric field is this one. So these two expressions can be calculated from the electric potential. Basically, electric potential is nothing but what? Work done per unit charge. Work done per unit charge is called as potential. So now this is your electric potential. Now magnetic potential is also same as to the electric potential, and the difference is nothing but here it is in the electric potential, this V is a scalar quantity. Remember here, V is a scalar quantity. In this magnetic potential, we'll have two types of potential. One is scalar magnetic potential, and second one is vector magnetic potential. Okay. So scalar magnetic potential and vector magnetic potential. So now see here, actually we need to calculate in this magnetic potential concept is for the existence of magnetic potential, what are the conditions to be derived? Okay, for the existence of magnetic potential, what are the conditions to be derived? So generally potential is nothing but we know that work done per unit charge. Here also work done per unit current. Okay, so that is nothing but for a magnetic potential, these two are the types of magnetic potential. One is scalar magnetic potential and another one is vector magnetic potential. Scalar magnetic potential will be represented as Vm. Okay, so same as to your V, but here we can represent a subscription with M. M represents a magnetic value. Okay, and vector magnetic potential is A bar. Remember here it is A bar. Okay, so these are the symbol representation for the scalar and magnetic potential. So now to exist these two magnetic potential, we need to follow for the existence of these magnetic potential, we need to follow two conditions. One is we need to follow the properties of curl and divergences, that is del cross del V must be 0 and del dot del cross A bar must be 0. Okay, so this condition for the scalar case and this condition for the vector case. Okay, so for the existence of scalar magnetic potential, this condition must be satisfied. By using this condition, we need to calculate what is the minimum requirement for the existence of scalar magnetic potential. Okay. So these are the two conditions. This is for scalar magnetic potential as well as this is the condition for vector magnetic potential. So first we'll see scalar magnetic potential. Scalar magnetic potential. So scalar magnetic potential is representation with Vm. So for the Vm we need to have the condition as this one. So del cross del V represents here it is Vm is equals to 0. Okay. So now see here, previously we have calculated that is del V is equals to minus E bar. In the same way, if you want to, this is for the electric case. For a magnetic case, how can we write del Vm is equals to H bar? Okay, del Vm is equals to H bar, same as to your previous case, that is minus here. Okay, So here it is del V is equals to minus C bar, here it is del V M is equals to minus H bar. So simply you can write this del V M value within this. Del cross H bar is equals to 0. Del cross H bar is equals to 0. But del cross H can be represented as from Maxwell equation. From Maxwell equation, we can write del cross H is equals to what? J. Okay, del cross H is equals to what? J. So simply you can write del cross H value as J is equals to 0. So where J is nothing but what? Magnetic current density. So for the existence of this Vm, okay, so for the existence of scalar magnetic potential, always you need to take the current density value will be equals to 0. Okay, so in your exams you will have the questions like this one. So directly they will give some expression, that is del cross H is equals to some values, or else del cross H is equals to some expressions. Okay, so now based on this expression, whether the scalar magnetic potential will exist or not. Okay, so in that case you need to calculate whether J is equals to 0 or not. If it is equals to 0, then the scalar magnetic potential will be again calculated, or else if J is not equals to 0, we cannot have the scalar magnetic potential. Okay, that is for the concept for the scalar magnetic potential. And next, second one is vector magnetic potential. Here it is, vector magnetic potential is A bar. A bar. So for the vector magnetic potential, we need to have the expression as what? Second one. Okay, second one, that is del dot del cross A bar must be equals to 0. Okay, now see here, from the Maxwell equation again. From Maxwell equation, we can write del dot B is equals to 0. So now if we compare this Maxwell equation and this expression, then del is del as usual, dot is as usual, B is equals to del cross A bar. Remember here, B is equals to A bar. So for example, this is the first expression, this is the second expression. Just you can compare first and second, you can have del cross A bar is equals to B. So this is an expression, this is an important expression while doing for electromagnetic equation. So just see here, del cross A is equals to B. So now, but we can write del cross A can be is equals to B is equals to what? We know that magnetic flux density is equals to mu H. Okay, mu H, where mu is equals to what? Mu naught with mu R. Okay, so mu naught with mu R. Okay, so now see here, simply we can write B value as mu H. Okay, mu H. Now see here, actually we need to calculate what? J value is equals to 0 for this case, and for this case, what is the J value? So to get the J value, see here we are having H. So if you are having a del cross H, then you can write del cross H value as some J. So based on that, you can have the expression as J. So now just apply curl on both sides. Okay, apply curl on both sides. Now see here, del cross A bar is equals to del cross mu H. Is it right? Now see here, mu is a constant, take it outside. So mu into del cross H is this one. Okay, but del cross H can be represented as what? J from Maxwell equations. Del cross H is equals to J from Maxwell equations. Okay, so now see here, del cross H is equals to J. So simply you are substituting J value as this one. And next, for the left side, we are having del cross A bar. That is equals to mu with J. And next, so finally we can write J is equals to, we can write del cross A bar by mu. Okay, so this is the current density value for the existence of magnetic potential. Okay, so in your exams directly there you can give a vector that is A bar. So just calculate the flux, calculate the current density value. Okay, so directly you can have J is equals to this one. Okay, so del cross A bar. So for the A bar vector, you need to calculate curl of a vector, and after that further again you need to calculate a curl of a vector. Second one, 2 times of curl here. Remember here it is 2 times of curl. Okay, so this is a condition for magnetic potential, and for the scalar magnetic potential, this is a condition. For the vector magnetic potential, this is a condition. If these two conditions are satisfied, then the magnetic potential will exist. Is it clear, everyone? Yes. So this is about your Maxwell equations and magnetic potential. These two are very important one. Okay. So and next we'll have a next topic as force on magnetic fields. So that will be in the next class. A force on magnetic field, that will be in the next class. Okay, so with the next class, second unit is completed. Okay, so after that I'll give you some problems you can do with those problems. Okay, yes, this is about today's class. Yes.